football a canipa boom. But a no so etimi di huru eni ani bre eba. Your players are free in terms of the popularity contest, who's almost enjoy their popularity. Your players are bobo at the highest level. But the moment our national team Besham, Jesse Besham, born on Muntimebo. Inti Obemu say, player be expected so much, no SL our national teams. But fans' reaction to them, whether positive or negative, it is part of the game. Sergio, it is part of the game. Because I say, Lionel Messi started so about the Argentine national team. Sergio, there was so much pressure on Lionel Messi. And Sergio, in 2006, I started from bench. Obeshen the first goal against Serbia. After that, video ya muhu TV so ya Fabra. And no Spain against Egypt. Ewo RCD Stadium Espanyol. Almost stadium where on almost ball match no. No in the first before game no be chance no. Egypt for ball mo national anthem no. Fans na wo stadium ho nyina ebu the national anthem no. Na game no koso no and as a Joe almost sorry say one sorry and jump bia we Muslim.
Wow.
Yes. Inti eno na wo ye ho no say one sorry antimi and jump bia we Muslim. Inti it was xenophobic chant koso towards
Martin koso hin
RCD Stadium.
Okay.
It was Barcelona.
Okay.
The outskirts of Barcelona. Na general wo Barcelona. Uyi new camp free who are two teams na ho Espanyol and Girona. Now we Girona for stadium na Montilivi Stadium. And now we Espanyol, your friend RCD Stadium first no. Now my friend Conal the Prat Stadium anom e dia anom the friend.
Okay.
Inti ho and a Girona onwe Barcelona ya akrafo. Because at a point Barcelona saw mo call relegation. And said you nim team say wo kro baako we can talk about Arsenal and then not Tottenham Hotspur, a lot of things, Gremio International, at the point is all Kimfesa versus Kotoko, Olympic versus House of Folk. Into Omo ya akrafo, and I didn't Enra, Omo bu Egypt national team no. After that, Omo sa to new way editia, Egypt for na, a religious chant towards the Egyptians, and then Labi Yamal. After that, Omo ma first half na Egyptians no, Ekoto or Park, so do Omo ma bo no so genera. Who? Into omo first half no ena omo de begu scoreboard no say omo nyanim guatia na omo gu oman no na FIFA tia Spain man tia sa ne man omo yanim ena de no omo sa bu sa announcer now no e de bae no the PA announcer at the stadium no omo sa bu no and you know obi o hwe game ni bia o say no it really affected Lami Yama and no o hwie brutal. But it really affected Lami Yamal. FIFA be condemn after the game. The coach of the side, De La Fonte, condemn. Rodrigo Catieda condemn. Juan Garcia, a former player, a condemn. Said Yomi and then Guasia more minor. Inti more and yes, a bill. Chance in your but this one toward the Egyptians and I do know I cast a on call for. Inti me come and I say, I'm not backing the Spanish fans and I say. Adia omoye toward the Egyptians and Lami Yamano but I'm saying that all those things are part of the game. Said yo, and I know game no mo boy said the Germany force ya them Rudiger no. Build the full rating on the man 0. Because we say a quite more fast so concede second goal at this level who played for Real Madrid. No. Oman fast setting abrimu ho anche. Until I was talking about Lionel Messi say at a point, now Messi struggled to deliver for the Abesalistas of Argentina. Na jenoa, omukuru no dem no di na tema medru baby. Argentina fuck a ball a match, and after a tournament, players ni nyina ko baby ball no. Only one player pe in the team flight mu call Buenos Aires. Show the pressure, the expectation of the fans, and how to want to live up to a billionaire. And near fans, 80 media players. Like Messi retired in the Argentine national team. All this because he couldn't live up to the expectations of the Mario Kempes, the Diego Armando Maradona, the Buru Jaga, the Jorge Valdano, and Claudio Caniggia. until Oba back Obenya a last laugh, winning the Copa America, winning the World Cup, and once I winning Copa America in the It is a joke. And you Obia and you call up to the national team and you support.
Sure.
Look at what Brazilians are doing to Vinicius Junior. And no Vini born now Danilo say, you know. It was him against about 5 defenders. Say, yeah, I'm winning video now. I'm fan to snow behind Brazil first goal. But you know, they are not satisfied. France is on one bench and almost started Gabriel Martinelli. She Vini level, not Martinelli. Or Bobo or Brazil in any stadium apart from Maracana. A year on one stadium of Flamingo for fans and one. Baby Ombekobia, Omunye happy with his performance and Omujia and Omubuno, and they are calling for his head. Send national team the coach in bench. Macalis and Becca Diano. More than one go in the Bamu. Macalis and Becca Diano. France, let's there be the opportunity a wonyano. Obien who are watching me and be and now turning to your own player, Jao Pedro. Said there be. Brazil number 9 on show go man national team. Then when you chance to be a man check, they should bench him. And you know, Oko Stadium baby and Bobo no answer Ankoya. In the Olympic game 2016, Brazil for no catch name as 10 years long run on farmer Marta and check. He was jailed and he was put in one of the venues around Modebo a year competition. It is a do sana game not here. England for your players individually. Omoya munko mochika krabia na mu quite fast by. Wembley. Ben White last week. England match omo against Uruguay. Omo you know Vini against 4 players. Okay, apart from Matias Cunha, you know look at Vini. Vini na the ball they call. Aha. Ya mama nya she. Look at Vini na the ball they call. How many players they chasing? Oh, you know how they kind.
1 2 3 4
5. Obey you omo nyina film. Obey or use what you omo nyina agu. And omo pass. Omo nya satisfied. Omo nya satisfied with this. Omo say and now about world best football at 5 for ball Rafinha and Vini wom. Into this kind of football they cannot tolerate it. Last week Ben White, you know yes, England able match no de bem. France ni huru no because almost say time no Gary Sage to one own friend national team na no mebo. Me can wait their BBC Benjamin Asare dey no say when people criticize him, let's not make it look like people hate him. Sana game no take. Enye obi a na obenya support say do.
Ekoso bebia.
But yeah had here. I'm not saying you said the France no ana ebi mo ye a year. That is not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that a buyer part of the world there, the conclusion is that obi mpo obi asem. You know, sana game not here. And your fans nyina na be your support. Otoado ye nyina ka so san ye obi o mota da chi wo. So no so ya de. Sana game no etie. Until said the final results no be expecting a big meeting no. People will continue to criticize and expect more from players. Into all those things are part of the game. And until Genoa football is a universal thing. Obi I also accept it. And the Italians they will not enjoy. Yahu AC Milan fans again Gigu Donnarumma or move to Chicago. So Yahu is a team I friend Italy after failing to win the game in before the 2018 World Cup. Man could you who the year players no CP Maeza. Tisana game not here. Into your bar Yantiasie na Genoa. Yahu say football no sanity. And then Roberto Di Zerbi. Tottenham Fafa no said you. France and so Montias all because he said Mason Greenwood a nice guy. Almost coach near divisive. The women are almost Tottenham fans and you're happy with Deserbi coming on board. You who Chelsea fans are almost say Rafael Benitez about no you're happy because Rafael Benitez say or no the team back open who England. Woman and you be on ye team who England are Liverpool. But Abramovich appointed him and he won the Europa Cup for Air Chelsea. He played in the top 4 amidst all the stress. Our firm Chelsea fans they drew 16th minute. Said you almost best sorry ball win same out till 17th minute. Roberto Di Matteo number the between no. But the test fast said we win he worked and he won the Air Europa Cup for Chelsea. In the game when you dey by your side here and you must become one game when you there. And you know we must embrace and accept those things because they are part of the game. England boy against Japan. Na anope ofa baby am say do Thomas Tuchel no mo dia gu no say national team no odidi agro. The last time we can say even Morocco omo qualifier omo dey bo finals of the AFCON no omo nya omo coach no nti after the AFCON no coach no we ne Ghana fo nyina se yenkofa Wale Dragrag mfa ne mra na omo ye adwuma mfa maye
Okay.
Omo se Thomas Tuchel de omo team ni di agro and you know in as much as me take anything from Japan for no because they do omo team ne from the last World Cup the be seen ne omo so ye adwuma pa and ohe goalkeeper Suzuki Kerm their own player in the Premier League and a Kobaya Wapabe Shogu Ediatia the Three Lions of England. Clearly, department in the coach doesn't seem convinced of settling with players almost available. Inti that Livramento abebo kakra. Na Ben White abebo right back. On the left side, they shouldn't rely on Nico really because Luke Shaw will offer them better on the left. Central defense no Obo se Maguire bokakra. Obo says the course and no abebo kakra. Maguire no abebo kakra. Midfield. There's too much hype around Kobe Menu and then Anderson Elliott. Inti me ma catch right to say. So Anderson Elliott now more hype in the Premier League no almost so say in the absence of Casemiro he will be the key to their midfield no on new level no. Inti eno ahwe Japan for no said yo Kobe Menu ne Anderson Elliott entimi Foden amfa Kopama one player coach ni hu ne say multiple roles in the team obetimi apɛ baako amanabo because do say now the Kopama e writer e hotua so the Kopama e left e hotua so number 10 so the profile is different from two players so offer Jude Victor Bellingham Jude ebetimi abo as boss to boss Jude ebetimi abo behind the striker as auxiliary Jude basically picking the pocket of spaces within the three front line. I know that you betting the amount. Obetimi somehow as a translator. But so far Kopama, otimi dribble, otimi create, otimi share, otimi boss at PT share. So only within that final third than the profile is different. Offer Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers ebetimi operating from the left or obetimi operating behind the striker. The asset in the goes. Only the skill set of Kopama. Only the skill set of Phil Foden are Odebebo as number 10. But he comes in with numbers, he comes in with goals. Yeah. And only idea Morgan Rogers Edeba. Nanona baby about whether he's still a coach in here try and error. And I do not inform the fans and say they will never entertain that. Or more the materials, no. And so they really need to put up a stellar performance at the World Cup. But now more Bobono against Uruguay, against Japan, and you're good enough to convince the fans that World Cup on Mokodo on Bekwaku BB and Thomas Tuchel should set up that game na you know Mobono on one homody and no any dear so a poor show from the English national team 2 games on Mabo. Let's not forget games are not on Mabo can against European teams. You know, I know bien team no more Andorra no bien team more, but one against our American team. With Manuel Ugarte, Fedi Babadi, Giorgio de Arrascatas, Uruguay, and Shomo, and Omasa Abeba against an Asian team, Japan, General, Omunso, and Timmy and Shomuti, England, and so the year come hey, Omodi Omankasi a palm coach, but they are not happy with the output of the team because they expect the team to perform better. You know now to qualifies, the World Cup qualifies.
Yeah.
Me started from Africa here. You know, a refreshing na minim. The basic World Cup. But so what teams are qualifying now? Omo playoff ring na teams on board World Cup. So Dr. Kungwa said the last time they played the World Cup way back in 1974 West Germany. And Dr. Kungu qualify. Now Moko World Cup no more group of Yugoslavia, Brazil, Scotland in that group. Now you know first game you almost said 9. Sa World Cup no omo kwa almost de MA4 course our World Cup no said you omo kwa you know the spiritism never worked and they were beating well omo last game Mobutu say ko catch omo say omo nim no concede 4 goals omo nsi kromo and omo concede 3 which is omo de kwa anyways as omo de kwa yina you know it didn't work omo ankwanko ye hwe from 1974 the be seen there said you 52 years down the line Dr. Congo for encore tournament ni be da. And you know how they started that Sebastian Dasobre oboko abonten kofab omu players omu bobo wa abonten omu ready to come home and play for the national team. Omu Fazel to Azembe Atamusuaku, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Chancellor Mbemba, Johan Vesa, Cedric Bekambu, and you know, the rest is history. Almost again Jamaica, and you know who Jamaica for and so on. The last time almost about World Cup way back in 1998.
Okay.
It almost about World Cup 28 years down the line. Almost remember World Cup bill. A group of Nigeria, Iran, and then Japan. Say group na Jamaica for them. And you know, almost me free group na uncle money. A free or Obama World Cup ni bill. Now almost players ni na by you know. Leon Bailey of Aston Villa, Normal Campbell, Ethan Pinnock, all the players, Cordoba Reed, Harvey Isaac of Newcastle United, all their top players were there. But I said, yo, couldn't go for say beating Nigeria on any fluke. They had to be at the World Cup, and they finally arrived at the World Cup after 52 years down the line.
Transebit. Now, Morocco, sorry, DR Congo. Now almost treat for no, and just some good crowd.
Crowd, you know, World Cup 52 years. They deserve that. They deserve
wow. 52 years.
Yes.
And just some good. Yeah, ni part do no an na yenwo World Cup crowd won be da.
1974. Where Germany? Make it best after that Germany gram here Germany, where Germany.
Yeah.
You know, inti sadie we no. Enye it's any G we any scan here to.
Yeah, me kai ni G Ghana di wura 2006.
Yes.
World Cups na nko bi da.
Ghana yes, you know.
Germany. Yes. Germany.
Me kai ya final match na me free Ashton Okokro from. You know the street everywhere. Opia. Inti o kwe nipa na etu kromo na. The unity, the excitement, the ecstasy, enyesika, a prestige, any energy, the more minor as a football nation. That is the most. Yes, I'm a video. You know why? That is the most important thing. And you know, anyway, na yepe, eno adi no, omu tu kromo no. You know, football the maye you know. Etibeje, eto da bia na sign e the amount. And you know, omu excitement na nko omu benya against Senegal. And I'm going for home against Senegal for the bed here. But the excitement in Senegal for the bed here in general. In the street of Kinshasa, they are enjoying. There's ecstasy, there's excitement. And only idea who street him on Kessben TV on Facebook, Kessben TV on YouTube, and on your screen on TV. Way sikantimento. I need ya on national team on the baby on the general. We more on street team say player about $1 million, they don't care.
Yeah.
Because Adia Oma Messi over the years and finally back as a Jew or more kwasiaka. Inti Yababo Dr. Congo for Nabaso. And once again, football always gives you another chance.
Yeah.
Another chance on Omunian, and they've finally grabbed it.
Kakrebi on European teams now qualify 4 countries no Kakrebi. Shall say free Italy. Now Yambo Bosuka Krakra na free. Among 4 questions Kakra also there about for BYT and also na Oya no Krankadi am I yentoso.
Do you know the last time a Bosnia for qualify for World Cup in 2014. Into 2014 Oma 2018. Oma 2022 and finally Oma back to 2026. Omo Jenny no Nanka Edijeko apiem into Omo team no led by Dimitrovic and then Edin Dzeko. 40 years and Edin Dzeko Eddie playing for Schalke 04 in the German Bundesliga. Into no BN himself, oh share the Azuri squad and Omo de buy any team Omo di Rome and did you Omo di Roma? No BN himself befa dia momo. After Moise Kane first goal the man na Italy for the Baco. It's USA because the last time the World Cup was hosted in the United States, you know, they played in the final against the Seleção of Brazil. But you know, the tackle from Alessandro Bastoni to mimic and who say BBR for the Italians. Sabon who German Kobosha, a dear Italy Belusu. I said, you Bastoni could try and mimic a red card and gave my own Clemente pen and a one medal. Oh, Yahweh. And I do know man red card of the continent. Italy fighting to make sure say 10 against 11 almost the BB after the equalizer. Stretch the game to penalties. Basajo, Lucatari and Crescente and Timmy and Pucci the Italians and moment me and Pimo World Cup. It's sad to see the Squadra Azzurri missing it for the 3rd time running. But here most Bosnia for Abaso because you know almost World Cup no what if you na no mu ni so omo deserve so omo ba per the output of work adinwa omo nso itimi ye ne nra. The last time I Sweden buy was 2018. Jinwa na England for na yi omo free by the quarter final stage. Abra Dela Ali ene Harry Maguire both 2 goals and a jino omo di yi omo efrim. Until omo so ababenya Good Monson of Leeds United, Victor Lindelof, omo ababenya Jokeres, omo ababenya Anthony Elanga, Alexander Isak still at the corner, and you know omo ntimi ntena ho nhwe and feel it this time abra World Cup on eba. After Zlatan, they would need a new face to lead the line. And you know we ended the right time for Jokeres to step up. Inti anyenwa said you know team step up or boy Emma a Sweden for a team qualified to the World Cup. Graham Potter ya bonne tibia I'm fine in the Premier League. But you know what team make sure so opportunity I may say football will always give you a second chance. Nema second chance and no also die bibi mo bi hunu say adwuma na wantimi anye kane no uhia that support, uhia that quality, and you can deliver. And finally Graham Potter etimi deliver or the Sweden for back to the World Cup since 2018. You who take it for in 2002 was the last time you who take it for the World Cup. The days of Rustu Regba and Hassan Sars, a ball on the boy Yokohama, and the semi-final game against Brazil, Luis Nazaro de Lima, a war born so Timothy San Rustu Regba was the last time in whom the Turkish national team at the World Cup. Fortunately for them, Omotimia raised players like Ada Gule, Kenan Yildiz, Kaha Chakadoglu, Omodomama the world game. Into general no Muntimin disappointed this time. No, so muye bibi say with the quality at their disposal, Omobetimi the Omana but back to the World Cup. And you know, finally the Turkish national team is back, and you give it to the player that I mentioned. Say ball omu boy drive with him no, to this level no, because football will be unfair to miss out the form of Kenan Yildiz, the form of Ada Gule and Chakal Hakanoglu at the heart of midfield. Yeah, share the Omobetimi aye USA, Canada, and Mexico. Czech Republic in Swaba back since 2006 after Malejan Kolosky, Karel Poboski, and then Pavel Nedved. Czech Republic for 90 years, and from 2006, USA, Ghana, Czech Republic, and Peter Czech in that group, but finally, almost when you almost fair share of their quality, and and then Czech Republic for now back almost World Cup. Untimin can you omun film. So 2 finalists at the World Cup. 1934 omubo finals of the World Cup. In 1962 in Chile. Omune Brazil na World Cup omulusuye. But finally 2006 no omka the top 4 teams in FIFA ranking so omuntimi anko edu baby obi expected some bedu. But you know they are finally back, and you'll be expecting more from the Czech Republic for no the World Cup. The sad aspect is that Robert Lewandowski and Timmy and now walk up in him and say goodbye to the Polish.
Too bad.
You know, and when Timmy anchor World Cup, and how I now wave the fans na so sad. But football, you know, the last World Cup they played well, and this World Cup they Anye and Farmer Robert Lewandowski, Zelensky, and then Kevor, and then Zelensky, the Polish national team.